of you have heard sort of the origin story, or how many haven't heard the origin story of eXp in the room? Okay, so there's a few, so that makes it easy because I know that story pretty well. You know, I started eXp obviously in 2009. I was 42 at the time, but I'd been in real estate since 2002. I started at Prudential, which for those of you who are newer to the business, they renamed to Berkshire Hathaway. And then in 2004, I'd been a really significant internet lead gen guy. In fact, I'll tell you the story of how I actually got into real estate because it's kind of a fun story. In the 90s, I have a hang on cough here, but I'll try not to cough too much. So in the 90s, I worked for AOL. I managed their financial bulletin boards and chat rooms. I went on to build an online service in Western Canada called Interactive Cafe. I got my lunch handed to me, or taken away from me, I guess would be maybe a better term, when the web kicked in the mid-90s. I went on to start an e-commerce logistics company in 99, going into 2000. And we got that initially funded, and we were going to be another version of Amazon. That was the idea. Anyway, 2000 happened, and so in 2001, I moved back to the Pacific Northwest, kind of licking my wounds. But in the 90s, I had bought some internet domain names, and I'd actually done a couple of websites for the Chamber of Commerce, and I did it just for free. It was just something I did kind of as a hobby, my way to give back, because I thought there might be some opportunity at some point down the road. And by 2002, they'd actually given those websites back to me. And so I took them back and I started to actually advertise on them local businesses because they had been the chamber sites. And one of the people that I went to sell an ad to was a local realtor. His name was Hugh. And I sent him an email, it bounced. A couple weeks later, sent him another email, it bounced again. And so I called him up. I said, hey, you're a top agent. You should be advertising on birchbay.net. That was the the little community we were in. And I said, but your email's bouncing. And so it turned out it hadn't been working for like 3 or 4 months. I'm like, how does a realtor not have their email work? Anyway, I fixed it, and then he decided that I needed to go to work for him. And so I started work on his website, and then he came in one day and he said, Glenn, you need to get your license. And partially because I was generating leads, and I was 35 and he was 62 at the time. So initially I said, Hugh, I don't really want to get my real estate license. I need a real estate license like I need a hole in the head. And he said, well, what's it going to take? I said, I don't know. Nobody really makes money their first couple of years of the business, so maybe guarantee me $3 grand a month. And he said, fine. And I actually said, crap. Like that. And so I was not going to be easy at this point. I said, okay, well, here's the deal. I believe in sort of the internet. This is 2002. I'm going to build this business online. I'm not going to do open houses. I'm not going to wear a realtor pin and walk around grocery stores. I'm just going to work with these consumers are online. He said, fine. And I was like, crap. And so, and then about a month later, he asked me, how come I didn't have my license yet? And I said, well, Hugh, I get paid $60 an hour to do website development work. And he said, I'll pay you $60 an hour to study for your license. Go get your darn license. He used a little bit different word. But the point was, he kind of chose me for real estate. I wasn't really opting in initially. But it was pretty cool. I put the blinders on. I actually stayed true to the business constraints that I stated up front. And between April 29th and the end of the year, I ended up selling 17 properties to clients I met online. And in 2002, I did a little over I think it was about 7.3 million in volume, back when the average price point on a home was around 200,000. So it was a lot of homes that I sold in 2002 or 2003.